Afternoon, Lead Bullets for Life here, and guys, it's a beautiful day with the low 70s, sunny, and I got something in the mail today, guys. Let's go take a look. Alright guys, so here it is, and let's go ahead and open it up. Well, it's a box in a box, and that's pretty usual to see that. Well, guys, I tried saving the box, but I damaged it. Yeah, I cut it right there. I was hoping to save the box, but oh well. Alright guys, so it's my Uberti 1861 Navy and 36 caliber, and it's going to be the blued frame, very similar to the London model. So you guys are seeing it firsthand here, all the paperwork. They even pack with newspaper now. How about that? Alright, and here is the revolver in question. Wow. So guys, let me tell you a story about this 1861. I went on Dixie Gun Works, and looking for the 1851 and 36 caliber like I wanted to, but guess what? Out of production right now. So I checked around and said, well, what's my other bucket list? Well, it's the 1861 36 caliber. So sure enough, I went under 1861 and they had it in stock, and I've been trying forever for Midway to get them back in stock again, by waiting for several months, nothing. So I was watching Guns of the Old West, and he was saying that he got this from Dixie Gun Works, and so I decided, well, I'll go give him a try, and so I did, and they had it available. And so, long story short, it was 45 bucks more than what they offered at Midway, but you know what though? Money was no object at this time. I just needed the gun. Guys, it's getting harder and harder now to find these black powder guns in stock. And if you do find them in stock, they're going to cost you a pretty penny. Okay, so, wow. The timing on that is just impeccable. Wow, crisp. No wobble. Lockup is extremely tight. Gap on it is like almost non-existent. Okay, so guys, as you see, it's a London model type. They don't call it the London model, and the reason why is because the 1851s were called the London model. And basically what it was is that instead of having the brass trigger guard, you got the blue trigger guard here. And also, guys, what I like about the Navy is that the reason why they call it a Navy is that it has case hardening on it. And basic case hardening is impervious to rusting with salt water. And not that they can't rust, guys, but it'll hold up better in salt air. And so that's why the Navy adopted them. Guys, it's got the hardwood grip on it, the wood like I like. And guys, it's got that nice feel to it. It's slender, you know, and this is what I liked about the 1851s. The difference again, if you look at the 1851 versus the 1861, is that of course you have a round barrel, and then your your barrel frame is actually tapered, very similar to the 1860 Army. Alright, so this is a 36 caliber, and you know, on these revolvers you have the locking nut here, and what that does is secures the wedge and so to remove the cylinder and barrel. And also, guys, the difference between the 1851 and the 1861 is that if you look, you know, you have a rack and pinion style plunger versus the screw, which is so okay, but you know, it works, but this is a little bit more robust. And if you look, you'll see that they trimmed it down to fit the 36 caliber chamber, and right here is like a 44 type caliber if you look at it right here. Also, guys, it's got the nice bladed sight on it. Sights are a bit narrow, quite tight, and I don't know if I have to open them up or not, but when we do our test firing this weekend, we'll go ahead and determine whether I need to go and do some trimming on the sight on the hammer or the front sight. But most people tell me that these guns come out dead on out of the box. The Ubertis anyways do. So guys, I'm going to take this apart, go ahead and clean it up, wipe off any burrs that might be in there causing any kind of drag. But right now it feels extremely smooth. So guys, my next handgun is going to be the 1851, and this 1861 just beautiful. I really love it. So now I have a 36 caliber and a 44 caliber, and so I have a few more, you know, handguns on my bucket list to purchase later. And guys, I want to thank Dixie Gunworks for, you know, shipping it as fast as possible. So guys, I'm going to take it apart, clean it, and then check for any kind of sharp edges that might be dangerous to the shooter. And guys, if you look on the cylinder here, you may not see it, but it's got a picture of a naval battle on it. Also, you don't see any markings on the barrel. You'll see markings on the bottom. Use black powder only. And this is another difference between the Berettas, the Piettas, and the Ubertis. So you don't have any markings on the barrel itself. And of course they do that for liability reasons. You know, they have to let you know it's a black powder revolver. Looking over this now, I don't see any dings or scratches on it. Case hardening is perfect. The hammer, of course, is case hardened as well. And I'm checking to see. Yes, it has a safety notch right there, guys, between the nipple, so you can rest it on an empty chamber. Well, not an empty chamber, but in between chambers, and you can load 6. You know, you don't have to load cowboy style. You can also load 6 and actually carry it, and it's not going to go anywhere. So if you're on the range, you know, go ahead and load 6 if you like. A lot of people like to load 5 anyways, you know, for group size and averages. But yes, guys, I like the fact that it's got a long 7.5 inch barrel, and the reason for that, I like the long barrels for that reason is to burn the black powder more efficiently and to get the best velocity and accuracy possible out of it. Okay, so for ammunition, I'll be using my homemade gas 36 caliber balls. Later, maybe go ahead and purchase a conical mold. So let's go ahead and take this apart, and I'll do it off camera, of course, and I'll get back with you. Okay, guys, so I got it all put together, lubed and all. So let me tell you what I had to do. I couldn't get the barrel separated from the frame. And I heard this once before. Somebody had complained that they couldn't get the barrel off. So basically what I had to do, of course, knock out the pin. And then, of course, I put it on half cock, and then I moved the cylinder so far in the middle, and then I had a little leverage there. Was able to push gently But what I did was I had put some kind of a cloth in between so I don't scar or mess up the cylinder, like so. And then push, 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 push. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And I was getting to a point where I was getting like, okay, it's getting a little too stressful. So I kept doing it little by little, little by little. Finally, it started to break, and I broke it free. Now, guess what I had to do? All right, so the arbor pin, where it rests inside the little channel in the barrel, where the wedge goes through, okay, that had to be polished out. So basically, it was so tight in there, it was practically welded in there. So basically, what I had to do is I had to take a stone, and I had to take a Dremel and smooth it out little by little, and then check my work. And finally, it slipped in, not too tight, but not too loose either. You don't want it too loose because you're gonna mess up the tolerances on it. So basically now, it just comes right off. You just take the plunger, push a little bit, and it moves off a little bit. I took the cylinder apart, cleaned all the nipples, and I deburred the notches where the hand turns the cylinder to get any burrs out of there. Any burrs that will hit that hand, what's going to happen is that your timing may be off a bit. So I had to go in there and polish that off a little bit and make sure all the burrs were out, and it just locks up tight as a vault. Now if you look at the hammer, guys, it doesn't even go back. You know, there's no tolerance. So that means when I aim it and set it in, it's going to be where it's supposed to be, point of aim. Now, from what I've heard from other Uberti owners of the 1861, they shot dead on out of the box at 20, 25 yards away. 15 more yards, probably more realistic, but you know, if you can group them real good at 15, you can probably group them at 25 just the same. And that's usually where I group mine at. Okay guys, so I'm pretty happy with what I got here. Again, a little bit of work. One more thing I want to mention, guys. Now, right here, under the frame here, okay, it's machined very, very sharp. And you have to break the edge on this thing. And the reason why, if you don't, and you start to polish up the arbor, you know, gloves or no gloves, you're gonna get cut. And ask me how I know. Yeah. So I took a stone and I polished up the edge to break it on each side. And so now it's pretty safe. I also put a stone inside the hammer channel here, the receiver. And so when I cock it back and when the hammer falls, there's no rubbing on the walls. There's no rubbing at all. There's no scratches. There are no scratches on the hammer, you know, from wobble. Guys, Uberti makes a very, very fine revolver. You know, again, anytime you take out a production gun out, you're gonna have to do a little, you know, TLC on it. And that means you're gonna have to polish it up, clean it up, get rid of the burrs, and make sure it goes in and out nice, not too loose. Now again, you want it to be snug, and you want to be able to like have some tension when you pull it out, and that's so that you don't mess up the tolerances on it. You want it as tight as possible, but still not tight enough where you can't, you know, remove the barrel and cylinder out. So guys, I'm ready for the range. Cylinders are all cleaned up. I got the balls made out, and I'm a little concerned now about the 375. They may be a little bit too small. I'm not sure, but I put the ball inside the front of the forcing cone here, right? And it went halfway through. Well, my concern is the swaging here of this cylinder here. I hope it's not too small to where it'll swage it smaller than it's supposed to be and lose accuracy. But I heard that Pieta has tighter tolerances on the cylinder versus the Ubertis, but we'll see about that. Okay. Tomorrow being Saturday, I'm hoping to get the range out tomorrow. So we'll go ahead and do a ballistics test on it, velocity, and again we'll be using double F 777 Hodgson's and my homemade caps, the number 10s, and our homemade 375 and the homemade 380. So I'm hoping that the 380 are actually 380. According to my measurements, though, they measured out to be about 375. So we'll see what's going to happen tomorrow. All right, guys, Lead Bullets for Life. Thanks for joining me today. If you like what you see, you want to see more, please rate, subscribe, make those comments. We'll see you at the range or at the reloading bench. Bye for now. Take care.